Hiya girls, we are Barney and Lukey and we are the hot young visionaries behind Truffle Pig Wigs.
And this is Cliffhangers, the unofficial, unrequested and unhinged RuPaul's Drag Race recap show.
The views and opinions expressed on Cliffhangers are from a couple of women who just love drag and have zero real business judging it. If you are not a fan of red-hot acidic critique, turn back now.
He's not right, but it's okay. It's Barney.
Hello! And she has the second best tits in show business after Sue Perkins, obviously.
Exactly.
There's
Perkins.
no other. I ever told that story on the pod?
I don't think so.
That would be just very quickly, brass tacks.
Oh, you've got to.
Okay. Quickly, I was once hired at this very mental party of we will keep her unnamed, very famous psychic medium that works with the celebs and on the TV, I believe, maybe.
I never knew that part of it. I just thought it was through Charlie Partridge. I didn't know there was.
Wow, really giving away too much info there. I've got to keep it low key.
I don't think so.
And it was a very, as always, very crazy, strange party in basically in like a castle in like Devon somewhere or something. And there was a lot of celebs there, and particularly lesbian celebs, as this woman is a lesbian. And at one point in the party, someone went, "Do you know that Sue Perkins has the best tits in show business?" And then this room of middle-aged lesbians started chanting, "Best tits in showbiz, best tits in showbiz." And then Sue Perkins, as helped up and cheered on by her lovely girlfriend, what's her name?
Her from Naked
Anna.
Attraction.
Yeah.
Anna Richardson.
Anna Richardson.
Not Anna Ryder Richardson.
No, not to be confused
Do
with
not.
the rockin' hot bod of Anna Ryder Richardson. Not that Anna Ryder Richardson hasn't got bod. But helped her up onto the kitchen island where she flashed her tits. This is Sue Perkins. And I'm going to say it. Fantastic breasts. Only seconded by Miss Lukey Goddies.
No, mine were the second best.
Yeah, that's what I said. Only seconded.
Oh, sure.
By Lukey Goddie, who has the best tits in showbiz. Give it up.
Can you also tell about the funny thing that the they them said when you were doing their makeup?
I was hired to do. I can't even remember this properly. I wish we need to be writing shit down. Too many stories. I was hired to do people's makeup. And whilst I was like up in one of the turrets of this castle with this sort of like grown man, he was like, it was a Halloween party, and he was like, he showed me a photo of the sort of makeup that he wanted. I was like, okay, cool. And this 56-year-old Kiwi man was like, "I want to look beautiful. I want you to make me look like Grace Jones."
South African, though. Grace Jones.
I can't remember where. Yeah, South African. Grace Jones. I was like, I'm going to do what I can.
Was this man a black man?
No.
Possibly Grace Jones's most prominent feature is her strong blackness.
And also as well, it was like he'd showed me a photo of like sort of like a Dia de Muertos, Day of the Dead sugar skull.
Yep.
And I was like, Grace Jones? Okay, sure. Why? I've got white face paint out, but okay, let's go with it.
Sure.
Anyway, Luke, tell her what you've been up to.
Well,
Second best tits in showbiz.
We've been in so fucking deep with Married at First Sight Australia. At one point, I was like, we need to do a maths pod, but they literally do 5 episodes a week, which are an hour long. I don't think I could cope.
And
unless
also,
we just did a sum up of the week, but there'd be too much.
And also, realistically, when we're in that studio, some of the things that we're shouting at the telly, I don't think they should be public consumption. That it really inspires a lot of feeling.
I don't know if you've been on this train. I'm quite a recent convert, but if you thought the Innes and Jess season was crazy, honey, if you thought Bryce was the biggest villain you've ever seen, oh, girly, you please. It's the best reality TV show there is, and I'm saying this on a Drag Race podcast that is our own podcast.
I'm not actually a big TV fan. Like, I don't really watch TV that much. The way this has prized open my chest, grabbed my heart, and sucked my soul out, like, it is honestly the absolute best. If you haven't seen Married at First Sight, particularly Australia, particularly the most recent one, oh, honeys, prepare to be entertained.
47 hours of primetime primo TV.
Literally.
And I had an MRI scan, which was quite exciting, and that's me, really.
Yeah. I don't even know. I've been working away, haven't I? Working away.
Beavering. Sigourney Beavering away.
But should we talk some drags?
Let's absolutely do that.
Actually, can I just say before we start some drags, I've started a new thing on Sunday. Because we work with our hands so much, my hands are always absolutely disgusting. I've started a new thing on Sunday that I'm going to give myself a mani and pedi every single Sunday.
Lovely.
Every single Sunday. So get ready to have, I'm going to have the best hands in showbiz.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's a promise. Yeah. Because also as well, shout out to my crafty girls. Anyone that works with their hands, shout out to my working girls mostly. I just have so much skin, like destroyed skin around all of my fingers.
Hangnails and the like.
Just like so many cuts and like destroyed skin. So I'm really on a journey of personal care to see if I can actually because I don't know if I told you, I saw out the other day a guy at a coffee shop, and when he went to put his money down, I was like, oh my God, they're beautiful hands. And I noticed all of his nails, everything, the hands were perfectly moisturized. The nails had a nice like sort of cuticle oil. They had like care done to them. I was like, that's a fucking power move.
Well, it's like Ross Matthews, never done a hard day's work in his life, I'm sure.
Exactly. To have a nice hands. Gorgeous. Sorry, let's talk some jokes.
Previously on RuPaul's Drag Race.
The gorgeous gals popped on their pennies and served us a roast. Bosco came with the bread sauce, so you know hers was the best of the bunch, while Daya, Deja and Georges overcooked theirs and had to lip sync for their dry and bland suppers. In a long-awaited double sachet, Georges and Deja got thrown on the compost heap, while Daya Betty remains to buffet another day.
That was absolutely sensational. That creative writing course at the community college is really paying off, isn't it? I read that this is the third, or maybe they said it on the episode.
They did.
The third time that this has happened ever. Do we believe that?
A double elimination, yeah. Can you name the other 2 times? Season, both people and song for maximum points.
Okay, so we're talking Dax exclamation point and Layla McQueen. Mm-hmm. And they lip synced to I Will Survive.
Yeah.
Honey, the
extra points for the season.
That was the season of. That was Bob's season. So is that season 7?
Nope.
Season 8?
Yes.
And then the other one is it later or earlier than
that? Later. Earlier. Shout out my legendary fans.
I don't want to waste the people's time on the pod. Tell them what it is.
It's Honey Mahogany and Vivian Pineda.
Oh my
Oops, I
God,
did it again.
of course.
The most lackluster, fucking sad sack performance of all time. And just in case the honeys don't know, tell them whose daughter Dax exclamation
I can't.
point.
You won't believe us. She is the drag mother of Miss Violet Chachki. Can you believe? What did you learn from Jack's exclamation point that led you to superstardom?
I honestly don't know.
Absolute madness. And also, there's another one that gets me every time. I'm sure we've mentioned it on the pod before. Monet Exchange's drag mum is Honey Mahogany. No, is Honey Davenport.
Yes.
Madness. And there was a whole thing on sibling rivalry, do you remember, where Bob was like, you don't really tell people that much, do you? You used to tell people a lot, but now you don't really tell people. Why would that be?
So after she jumped out of bounds.
And apparently Honey Mahogany called her and was like, listen, bitch, like, I don't know why the fuck, you better put some respect on my name. I don't know why you're not telling people you're my drag daughter. Like, remember. Crazy.
The state of Willow's prosthetics in the cold light of day.
I know.
On Race Chaser, Willem was saying that you could see a bit of an edge, and they basically assume that if they want to be nice to you that week, they'll put the beauty filter on you, and if they don't, then they won't. So she got beauty filter on main stage, but backstage, honey.
Well, this is what edging. This leads me, and we love an edge, but this is
also, sorry to interrupt, on Race Chaser, because Diabetes was talking about edging last week, edging the way, then they were like, is that got through because straights don't know what edging is? Wait till they found out what sounding is. I was like, honey, we were obsessed with sounding that one Glastonbury year. Do you remember?
Oh my God. Tell the dolls what sounding is. And by dolls, I mean only my transgender women can listen to this.
Isn't it like sticking shit up your urethra?
Yeah, so it's like the urethral stretching. So you can get like a sounding kit, and it's like basically like your little piss hole. Go on, pull your panties down and have a look while I'm talking. Your little piss hole, you get like sort of like metal forceps and put it down, and you like stretch out the hole. And because
I'd take a 5-step anytime.
Would ya? And because it's so sensitive down there, it's just supposed to be like insane.
sounding.
Yeah.
And didn't...
And edging, obviously, is when, you're getting close to come in, and then you're like, I'm going to stop.
I'm gonna take it back.
mean, listen, girls, you've been doing it in your bedrooms, riding the ends of the
Christians
beds.
have been doing it for years.
Well, I know that's what the Mormon way, isn't it? If you
Or
never
just
come,
anal.
yeah. If you never come, you're never fucked.
What was it at that Glastonbury? I don't know if I'll mention the person, but they were on Grindr, and then there was someone in a tent very near us that was like, "Come to my tent." Now.
Oh my god! They sent. Do you remember? He was like, "I'm in a tent behind like Williams Green or whatever," and then he was like, "I've come on all of the walls," and then he sent him like a picture, and he'd like jizzed up all the walls, and he was like, "I want you to come and lick it off."
What the heinous part was, and that was it.
And he was like, "I want you to come lick the cum off my tent walls," and our mate was like,
"We're gonna get an ice cream, actually."
I'm all right, actually. Yeah, I might get a pad thai. Yeah, that was fucking jokes. I never knew. I'm not a Grindr gal myself, Luke. So I know you're pretty heavy on the scene. But I didn't know that like you can just like basically. I mean, it makes sense, but the horn never ends. Like you can go anywhere and just like turn it on and get fucked anywhere. Like I would think like, I'm sitting at home, I'm horny, whatever. I want to fuck. Cool. You find someone, but like bitches really be out here in like.
You're at the farmers
Iceland.
markets.
Yeah.
Like, that butternut squash is looking at me funny.
Yeah,
He's
like
on Grindr.
like Disneyland and stuff. Like literally, people are just like the fact that people go to Glastonbury and it's like, okay, so I haven't washed in or around my anus in 3 days. I'm sweaty and I probably haven't upkept
What
my
about the dick?
my usual level
Your
of
cottage cheese factory.
yeah. And then people are like, I'm really horny. Like, there's a fucking dark room in Down Low, isn't there?
Do people not does nobody just wank anymore? Are people sick of wanking now?
Do it now.
Well, I suppose, from what I've seen in pop culture, men are incapable of just cranking one out without having a literal visual, be it a film. Like, can't you just use your imagination? Or can't you just be like, this feels nice, I'm a cum now?
This is the problem. Men are so desensitized. There's like an actual pandemic of, well, specifically with straight men, us gay men, we're out in the bushes, we're shoving anything up our arse that will have us. But particularly with straight men, that they are so used to the feeling of coming while watching porn that actually like normal sex doesn't do it for them because they have such a specific like trajectory of like, this really turns me on. Oh my God, now she's getting fucked and I can see it. And that's what makes me come, that like they have real problems. Like when it comes down to real sex, because they're not visualizing it in front of them, like watching something, they're doing it. It's disgusting. And that's why like porn addiction is such a huge thing.
Which is like, use and imaginate. Like, can't you just imagine a pair of tits?
Or
I'm doing it now.
Work harder, not
big,
faster.
Sloppy, like soapy.
Are
ones.
they Sigourney Beavers?
Oh, they are now. Yeah.
Or works harder, not faster. Smarter, not harder. Get them tattooed on your arm. You know.
Yeah.
Get a nice pair of jugs.
And then I age lovely with you, so you don't have to be a pedo. Your taste always is the thing.
A little soft clit on the arm.
Anywho, Daya, she must have been absolutely shitting herself to do that 3-way lip sync, because I had completely forgotten that back in I guess it was the Triassic period of this season, it was Deja that sent her packing in the original lip sync, and then to be with Georges as well, you'd be really like, oh fuck. I couldn't even remember that at all.
Georges at this point has literally sent half of the cast. She's beat half of the cast in a lip sync. Like,
let me tell you exactly why that quote is bullshit.
Why?
Because she's actually only sent home Orion. There was a double Shantae with Jasmine.
No, that's not what I said. I said she has won against.
Well, the person,
because of the
Willow said
Lollapalooza.
Georges has sent home half the cast at this point.
Yeah.
And I'm explaining to you why that
is
a lie.
She's she's no Silky Nutmeg Ganache.
Thank God no one is. So yeah, Orion she sent home, but then there was a double Shantae with Jasmine. Then in the SmackDown, neither Angie or Daya were eliminated after she beat them.
But she beat both of them.
Yeah, but she didn't send them home. And then Bosco didn't go after she beat her. And then she left. So we've seen her lip sync 5 times, but she's only sent home one person after all of that.
She's won all of them. So that's fair.
Okay, but that's not the quote.
But if you're a lip sync assassin, it's like it doesn't really matter what happens to the other person. It's like as long as I'm winning. But I get what you're saying. Like Willow she spoke out of turn. The real question is, I don't want to bring it up on the pod, but I'm going to have to. I've got a commitment to our listeners. Did you see Angeria Paris Van Michael's dirty bacon lace hanging off her head?
I did not.
Oh my God, in that blonde wig.
Get a photo of
it. I bloody will. There was like a close-up of her as she was talking, and in that wig, which is very... It's a strange look for her anyway, but it did a close-up, and there was literally it was like lifted off her head, and the edge of it was like dark brown.
Maybe she just snuck a little finger into itch her forehead when she realised she wasn't going to be on cam that much anymore. When I was doing all of this mad cap research into George's actual legacy, I think the Drag Race Wiki posted the winner. I was scrolling through it very quickly, and there's like a table, and there's different colours represent different things, and I think I saw a yellow square next to someone, which means that they've won. So I think I know who's won, and I think that's so shit that they would have that out there.
Yeah.
Do you want me to whisper it, to mouth it to you? I won't tell the things.
That's who I thought would win. Okay, we're going to give you absolutely no indication of who we thought it was.
DM us and I tell you.
But yeah, I guess it's a new day in the workroom.
I guess so.
Hit the sound then, honey.
Well, just before that, I just wanted to say that it must just be such a relief to have so much less like coming in. There's only 5 people in there. The room, like, just be such a relief.
I mean,
also,
you would think, but who knows? Maybe they'll add more in. Maybe no one will ever go home.
Maybe. And yeah, the girls need to go home because there's at least 2 repeated wigs this episode, and that is not good for our diva street cred. Let them go home and get some more hair hats.
Can you talk about the repeated wigs?
Well, we'll get to them when they come.
Wow!
And one of them has already been repeated, so it's a triple.
I mean, I can think of one straight away, actually.
Anywho.
It's a new day in the workroom.
Can I just say, Lady C's real name is Rex.
I know, I thought that was very cute when she said that.
And, well, I saw it online. I didn't hear her say
She said something in this episode about, like, and that would make Rex really happy or something.
Oh, I thought a good drag king name could be Rex, You're All Feelings.
I don't get it.
Like sexual healings. I was blazed.
I mean, yeah. But then we have Lady RuPaul come in, and she reveals that the main challenge this week, which I fucking screamed at, I would die to do this challenge, is the music video to RuPaul's song Catwalk, which is inspired by one of the greatest music videos of all time, which is Too Funky by Our Royal Highness George Michael, which is it's basically just on a Mugler catwalk with a lot of the great 90s supers.
There's a lot that aren't in there, to be fair.
Naomi Campbell said that she was absolutely destroyed that she couldn't do it, and then hurt that they got Tyra Banks in. Because Tyra Banks was a replacement for Naomi Campbell. But, I mean...
Like, no Helena, no Claudia, no Linda.
Linda's in it.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh.
But, I mean, a fantastic times capsule of one of the most glamorous times in fashion ever.
Yeah, I screamed when they said it was about that. Did you notice RuPaul plagiarising Kylie Minogue lyrics?
No.
It was the second single from her second album. I Wouldn't Change a Thing. It hit the number 2 spot in the UK in summer 1989. And let me tell you, the chorus is...
Oh my God, the tensione is killing me.
That's literally what RuPaul said. Like, it's been a crazy season, but do you know what? If I had to do it all again, I wouldn't change a single thing.
I could happily pivot into a Kylie Minogue pod, just talking about Kylie Minogue.
We share a birthday.
Yeah, Kylie Minogue is one of the most fantastic artists of all time.
Also, just before Ru came in, Angie said that, she pointed out that this top 5 has 2 eliminated queens in it.
How funny is that?
So that would mean... if they were both gone, we'd have our top 3 by now, and it would be Angie, Willow, and Camden. And how would you feel about that?
Great, they're the people that deserve to be. I think
Bosco deserves up there, though.
I don't. I think Daya has done well to like prove herself, but I don't really see top 3 potential from her.
I see more top 3 from Bosco than Angie. And I thought you would as well, since you don't really like anything she does or anything she wears.
Yeah,
just
no,
don't like
actually,
potato
now that
salad
you
top three, do
now
you?
actually now that you say that, I do kind of agree. I don't know. It's difficult with Bosco because I think like Bosco, when Bosco's bad, she's bad, and when she's good, she's good. It's too up and down.
There was a little girl with a little curl right in the middle of her forehead. When she was good, she was very, very good, and when she was bad, she was horrid. Is that where you were going?
No, it wasn't. But that was kind of chilling, and that was like a haunted little Victorian child.
Oh, and as I touched my forehead, I realised I burnt my forehead on my GHDs over a week ago, and I've still got a massive scab.
I know, it's like sitting opposite the Elephant Man.
I know.
But wasn't it fun? It was absolutely cracking me up when all 5 of them were stood there. You know, them memes that are like, you're now a queer person in Brooklyn. You have to dress one of these ways. Pick one. They're literally like randomly generated sim outfits. They're all just like so different. And like Willow and Angie look like 2 little children. And then like Daya is so tall and she dresses like a trucker. And it's just like the most absolutely
Bosco in a lovely Angelina Jolie leg moment.
Yeah, it's just so funny. They're just like the 5 of the weirdest people all stuck together.
So this week they have to write lyrics, learn choreo, design an outfit, and make time for the Tic Tac luncheon. That is a lot.
And celebrate supermodels. It's crazy.
What kind of outfit would you have designed?
Can I tell you what outfit I wouldn't have designed?
Bosco's.
Underground raver fairy. Why does she think this is a messed up Tinkerbell is Camden adjacent? Honey, you must have moved a long time ago. I know that maybe she's like trying to go down the sort of cyberpunk route.
Well, I sort of had a realisation this episode. It's like, oh, is she dressed raver and call herself Lady Camden because like she was spawned in Cyberdog or something? Like, but like that's the real connection I never noticed before. That like the rave and Camden and Cyberdog. But I don't know.
Did I just say Cyberdog or Cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk.
Oh, I meant Cyberdog.
Sure.
Yeah, it was just, that is not your neons and your that.
But she was not the worst dressed of
She
the
was
bunch.
absolutely fucking not, because Bosco is right there.
Have you seen Angie also?
I mean, we'll get to it. I'm sure we can critique. I would have gone. Now looking at it, I would have gone, okay, I don't know who made these outfits, but whoever it fucking was.
It was a quick turnaround.
Didn't have much time. Yeah. But I would have gone something that was a dance outfit. So probably like something that was built around a corset, but with like interesting shape. Some panniers, some shoulders, some something. But I would have gone that basic dance costume because they were really fucking badly made.
I think, thinking of it's based on that video and it's kind of Mugler-ish, I would have wanted like very exaggerated like proportions. And I was kind of thinking, no, like when Taste came in, she's in that like massive Mac with the like tiny waist. I think something like that, with just like a real snatched in waist and then like some thigh high boots.
That's
or maybe even like a clear Mac and lingerie underneath.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking like basically like one of the suits, but like made into like sort of like a leotard like outfit.
I think that is what Bosco was trying to do. I feel like her sketch was a lot cooler than the end result.
But then you should know, that's what I mean, like if you're putting it into the hands of someone else to design an outfit that's like so far down the line of this, I would try and think of something that like they can't fuck up, basically. And they still managed to, didn't they, whoever this was? Do you know what I was loving? That Willow and Angie are just like 2 naughty little giggling schoolgirls in the workroom. They're just like, always together with like having a mad time. It's like, you and me, honey.
Oh, scurrying around.
I know. But should we move into the Tic Tac lunches?
Yes. I believe they're like official sponsor now.
I can't believe that they still continue this.
Could you believe when they showed the clip back, was it Angie winning the Tic Tac photo shoot? It's like, that wasn't like season 5.
It's absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? When like things like the thought of June Jambalaya.
So this is what episode is this? 14.
Think about the
4,
talent
8,
show.
Well, this is almost like 4 months into it. 4 months. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the girlies, but like I said, they ran out of wigs.
Yeah. I cannot deal with more pseudo-spiritual bullshit from RuPaul when he is fracking. It is mental. The disconnect of the bullshit that man stands up on TV and is like, he's always talking about, you know, like the earth and like the energy and how the kinesthesia about like being together. And then it's like, you are a fracker. Like,
you are putting your giant diseased dick into the world and shaking it about.
It's fucking crazy, isn't it?
But loved Michelle's jacket.
Yeah,
Lovely
sure.
bit of shiny bit there.
Yeah.
I literally just watched when it was Bosco, well, all of them. I just watched this weird horror film on Prime where basically this woman has to be drowned to be reborn pure, so she can carry out this ritual. So yeah, like it's so weird for RuPaul to be describing what's happened to Bosco as like a rebirth. It's like, you just fucked up and had another chance, really.
There was a lot of things in this little Tic Tac lunch that really got me goat. Let me tell you, I was finding it a bit uncomfortable. I was like, oh god, I hate when they like just sticking behind a table with a light on. That's enough for me. I don't need to hear this like weird like pseudo spiritual shit that he does, and the way that he talks to people he is such peak boomer. Like he doesn't really understand the world, and he's like but he imparts this knowledge like he's like this like transcendental icon that just understands everything from a completely different position to everyone else.
And when do we stop getting up in the gauge for the Tic Tac lunches?
Hello.
Back in those days as well, I literally was just like, wow, RuPaul is so wise, just like always knows like the best thing to say, like so great. And yeah, it's literally since the transphobia and the fracking, it's really hard to look at her in such an admirable way, isn't it?
Truly. What about the moment when Di was like, I saw myself in the final five? And RuPaul was like, I did not.
Like obviously diabetic. I had no idea it's the level where she's literally got a machine with tubes into her body giving her insulin 24/7. Like that's hardcore shit.
She what?
She's got an insulin pump which is like attached to your body and like has tubes going in that's like so you don't have to take injections. It like just gives you insulin every few hours.
Oh wow, like a re-up of Tamisha Iman is coming for you.
I guess so.
Wow, so she's just got it attached to her body at all times.
Yeah, because she was saying under my pads and corsets, I've got the insulin thing.
No,
insulin
I thought
pump,
that
but then
was
I googled insulin pump, and it is something that's attached to you.
Wow. Oh, I thought she meant like a syringe, like because a lot of people call that my pump. So I thought she just meant like I have to keep a insulin pump with me.
Not like under your corset and pads.
Yeah, because if she goes into hyperglycemic shock, then she's like she needs it straight away.
I'm sure they've got it just like I'm sure they've got a first aid kit just behind the camera. She doesn't need to have like.
Did you know? Drink your juice, Shelby. Have you seen Steel Magnolias?
Of course not.
Oh. Oh my god, it's an absolutely fucking fantastic film. It's got all the girlies in. But sure, anyone, you should watch Steel Magnolias if not, because it's fucking brilliant.
Is it a weepy? Divas weeping.
No.
That's not for Luke.
The divas be weeping. It's fantastic. It's got a young Julia Roberts in, who is Shelby, and she's diabetic. Hence the quote. But can I tell you, I need to talk about something. Angie Paris Van Michaels.
I had nothing to say about this.
The gay brunch hat is about 14 sizes too big. She's got a tiny little pea head, and then she looks like one of Fagin's gangs in a hat they found in the dockyards. Like,
oh god, there is a new spin-off called Dodger at the moment. I've been trying to avoid.
It's not even new. It's like
it's
10
Angie.
years old. But that the gay brunch hat, like they're bad enough as it is, but like that's when they fit you. Like hers like goes over like her earlobes. It's like, honey, at least pad it out with a bit of Velcro up top or something.
Please.
Can I also say comfortability?
It's comfort, babe.
It's comfort. It's comfort and discomfortability as well. I've heard people say, I'm looking at you, Sophia Brown. Well, she don't listen to the pod, so it don't matter. But
I call shade.
yeah, comfortability.
Don't make things harder for yourself.
Innit? Absolutely.
Just call
Who is
it cum.
encouraging this word? I don't get it. But real talk, Ruth. That's what you're. Oh, very excitingly, we've got our first question come in.
I haven't got any
from
sounds.
From a fan, and I think the segment should be called Real Talk Ruth. The truth with Real Talk Ruth.
Maybe.
Yeah.
For those who don't know me personally, my government name is Ruth, and it don't fit right. No. And everyone.
But you've never
cracks
been
up.
called Ruth, have you? Ruth.
No.
But real talk, actually, this is the main moment that I got really fucking jarred out by RuPaul and his step wench, is hearing RuPaul saying that most people succumb to their illness and make themselves a victim makes me want to crawl into the TV and wring his fucking neck. How dare someone on telly stand and talk about people with like diseases that are living through like a whole range of illness that he will never understand or be able to comprehend, and say that they make themselves a victim. What? How fucking?
Have you met all of these people?
How fucking ableist is that? And I saw this really amazing tweet that was like talking about. I wish I'd fucking saved it. That was really talking about like how it encourages this notion that like people with illness and disease, whether they're visible or not, like shouldn't bring them to places, and that like the polite and respectful thing to do is to like live with it in silence,
keep calm and carry on.
Yeah, so that then people can be like, wow, you don't use it as an excuse, how brave, like you're just going about your life and I would never know, and that's like a commendable thing, rather than being like, life has actually dealt me a really fucking shit that, like, poor fucking Willow. And it jarred me so much the way that he was just like, look at you're not even a victim. It was like some
when
people
she's like, like if your hands are disabled, whatever, you have to find of different ways. And it's like, yes, like literally everyone who is like less abled will have to think of a way.
Yeah.
But then like, obviously, love Willow, but yeah, it's not like that's groundbreaking. Like literally, well, like if you sprain your ankle, for the very like minimalist version, you find a different way to do things. It's like, yeah.
It's just so ableist, and it's so shocking the way in which like ableist language and ableist like thought like that is just so commonplace, and that she can frame it as like a celebration. Do you know what I mean? Being like, congratulations, you don't make it uncomfortable for everyone around you by talking about the fact that you've got a
like
debilitating illness. Do you know what I mean? Like,
God, she would stop going on about a bloody head skin, would she?
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It was just, that really fucking jarred me. But what's new?
But
she be jarring.
Sister No Sis coming to a drag family near you.
I mean, a banger. And then that's all I've got for the Tit Tat lunches. I was a bit wound up after that. I couldn't move on.
Well, yeah, just that horrific story about Lady Camden's brother.
God.
And I wouldn't want to fucking come back to this horrible little hate rock either if I was you.
Yeah, truly.
Horrible. Well, anyway, moving on to that. It's the music video shoot day. And how fun to walk into a room and then there is a 3D physical version of something you just sketched up yesterday.
What if you sketched up something and then they arrive and look like that?
Well, better than nothing.
But also, like, some of them can make outfits. Like, a lot of them they're so. And, like, if you look at, like, Willow and Angie, like, I'm willing to bet that the majority of them could have made them outfits better. Like, it's so strange that they said design an outfit and someone will make it for you. Like, isn't that exactly what they're here for? To be making outfits and...
Well, no, that was just a design challenge rather than a like manufacturing challenge, I guess.
But designing and creating is part of the same part and parcel, you know. Like,
not necessarily.
I just think that it's, I don't know. I mean, there must have been a Groupon on cheap stretch fabric, because the outfits, when Bosco put that on, I would have been like, I'm not wearing it.
Yeah, I don't know how she was being like, yeah. It's like, either that is like real, like, I've been to the bottom, like nothing is like as bad as that. I'm fine with anything. But yeah, that is... Like the drawing looked sexy. The end thing looked like like a air hostess.
And it looked like the sort of thing that they would have absolutely got destroyed on the runway if they'd made a design challenge.
And Angie's.
Yeah, like unbelievable.
So obviously your favourite was Dyer's, right?
Yeah, I thought that was quite good, but even that was like quite shit. Like,
well, yeah, it's like there was definitely needed some tweaks, but the idea was my favourite of the ideas.
Yeah.
But again, I don't really know why no one tried to go really, really Mugler-ish.
I don't know. I think they probably... It doesn't strike me as anyone there apart from Willow would know the reference.
Surely Bosco would.
Maybe, yeah. Actually, maybe Bosco. But like Bosco in her drawing looked the most Mugler-esque.
Yeah.
And she had like the right hair and stuff. But I mean, Angie's outfit, that was fucking hate crime adjacent. Like, I don't want to be near it. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to see it. Like, I'd like to see the drawing of it, because I can't even believe that even the drawing was so unimaginative.
Just like what weird like panels of shit.
So awful.
And then the honeys go straight into what they think is a dance rehearsal, but it's actually the fucking shoot. This would have fucked me up.
I mean, scary, isn't it?
Although I thought the routine wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't.
And did you see the snatcherama that was Lady Camden's fucking waist?
No.
Oh my God. I paused it to like write my notes, and so tiny and then just like so cut. It was fantastic. Her waist
corset.
No, she had belly top and trousers, wasn't she?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Woo,
Yeah, she's a tiny girl. Luki Gotti, I ask, when will our good people be released from the cruel grip of the dab? Why
I've
again?
given up on
It's
it.
like every single fucking season, someone brings it up again. It's like, can we not let it lay in the clod?
No.
In the filthy dirt?
No, apparently
Like,
not.
it's a straight thing. Straight people dab. And
Clearly,
Trixie
everyone's
Mattel.
dabbing.
No, the only thing we're dabbing is drugs.
Get into it. You lot dab more than the straights now.
Yeah.
So let's talk wig repetitions, I guess.
Okay.
So Willow is wearing her spring wig
Yeah.
with the green dip dye.
Yeah.
And Bosco, we've seen this blonde wig in your burlesque talent show and also, I believe, on the table talk
Yeah.
thing.
And then later on, also just to get into the vibe of it, Angie is wearing her exact same wig that she wore, the blonde wig that she wore on the runway last week. She just pops a little hat on it, and on the runway, she's wearing the same wig.
What was she wearing again?
The one with the dirty lace.
And was the lace cleaner?
She put a hat over it. She had that little fascinator covering the lace.
Oh, right there.
Yeah, so that was wild. I thought Angeria's padding in this section, it was looking a little ham hock.
It wasn't good, was it? I noticed that.
Because she's such a tiny little gal, but it was
Where's
like,
your shape, girl?
yeah, it was like, it's strange. It's given very much Starsy Baby BBL, because you know when like the arms are so thin, but then it's like, why would the thighs be that large if your arms that are hanging right next to them be so gigantic?
And then the waist isn't particularly saying much.
No.
I think there was a couple of good people in this, but most of it was very wishy-washy.
I thought Bosco and Willow seemed very low energy.
Same. I don't think either of them had the personality quite right, like how they're meant to be acting, and they're both a bit like dead in the eyes.
I think what is scary about this is you're saying, give me supermodel, which is, you're just saying, just give me
The best of the best.
confidence in your beauty, which I don't really think any of them serve beauty. Bosco is the closest, but you know how if you said to like Georges, for example, serve beauty, she's like, that is what I do. I serve hot beauty. But I feel like Willow, that's not what she gives normally, and she's a bit timid for that. Angie, absolutely not. She's pageant, she's presentation, and Camden is a bit more of a kooky, weird one. So I think like it's just quite uncomfortable to go in and just be like, yes, I am beautiful, which is essentially what they're asking.
When Daya was crawling, I was literally like, yes, bitch.
I've written, Daya looked absolutely fantastic.
I've written perfection. Like, when someone's telling me to crawl, that's what I want. Sexy crawling with fucking eye contact, like 10 out
She
of 10.
bit the lip. She bit the lip.
She killed
And
it.
she looked fantastic as well, I thought. Like, she
Bodysuit
just,
was
like,
a bit weird, but yeah.
why did they keep on saying Betty? Because of the fringe?
I guess so. And it's like the slightly kind of fetishy vibe, but no, I would never have shouted Betty
I
Page
thought
in a million
the
years.
wig, though, was like a bit like matronly, like that weird sort of like lump. I know it's supposed to be a page boy, but it wasn't done properly. And it was just like, yeah, the whole thing was just a bit off for me, you know?
And I thought Lady, when she was giving us down on the floor, looking up to the camera, it's like,
Okay,
she's
bitch.
a professional. She's a professional woman.
Okay.
I found her. Well, we'll get to that. Her lyrical content later, but I found like some other bits of her movement a bit as well, just not quite it. But that eye contact was it.
It lacked coolness for me. Like all of it was just a bit. It was you need to like just do. You don't have to do much to be given. When you think of like Tyra or whatever, or like Nadia Auerman in the video, they're just walking and giving you like modelling the outfit and just being everything, but they don't do a lot. And I think that's what you needed to have done. But it's difficult.
And I guess then we're moving on to Elimination Day, and the girls are talking about first impressions. Is there anyone who surprised you or you changed your mind since the first impression years ago?
I thought that I would really like Daya when she first started. I thought I liked her alternate. Well, actually, I don't know. She kind of took a bit of a nosedive for me, unfortunately.
But I feel like she is going back up though.
Okay, yeah,
For the
me
last
too.
couple of weeks, she hasn't been as much cunt.
Lady Camden, I like Lady Camden much more than I thought I would.
Yeah,
Because she's a bit kooky quacky.
I wrote her off immediately.
As soon as they were jerking the teat of Willow and Angie's friendship, I was like, it's them lip syncing, isn't it? It just kept on happening. And I was like, this is production.
I thought, wow, you've really forgotten all about your best friend, Cornbread the Snack Jetty, haven't you?
Wow.
Remember when you were bawling your eyes out saying she my best
Remember.
friend? She a real bad bitch. And now, don't give a fuck. Team Angie. Nasty.
When they pivoted and rewound to what Daya went home in, I was like, this is fucking madness. She looked so sick. That dress was so gorgeous. The wig, the makeup, everything. I was like, that's what you, compared to Orion, like that's what you were sending home on the first day. And it's like when you think of like some of the looks that have been brought out now, it's like that look was fucking sick. But I
think that was one of my favourite looks of that week.
Yeah, absolutely. Question. Would you rather be underestimated from the beginning or an instant threat which is carried throughout?
Underestimated for sure.
But that means that you could go home because people are like, oh, she's not good.
Well, no. They're not in charge. RuPaul is. I don't care. Like, if let these bitches underestimate me like they did with Willow.
Yeah, but I just think that if you are like, I don't think that Willow was actually underestimated. They just like didn't like her first looks. They didn't get it. I think if you're underestimated, it's like you might not be chosen to be in like the good group. If they underestimate you, you might not be chosen like in the girl group challenge or whatever to be with the best people because they underestimate you.
Yeah, but then hopefully you're good enough to shine wherever, and then they're like, oh shit, probably should have got her. So you would rather not. You would want to be feared the whole time.
I don't know. It's like there's good and bad points to each. I think I'd want to be feared the whole time because then people are going to want to work with you, which I think is probably the best position to be in. I don't know. But
look what happened to Kerry Colby.
Truly. Anyway, should we take a little break?
Let's.
Let me tell you something, you ugly bitch.
Well, on the set of The Craft,
yes,
the film, they hired satanic elder witch Pat Devon as their magic consultant because they were very careful. They wanted to be very careful of not like Hollywoodizing magic. And they worked closely with beach rangers and weather experts to film the very famous beach scene where they invoke the spirit of Manon. And they needed the weather experts because obviously they were filming outside on a beach and there was a lot of sort of like climactic elements that could affect it. Firuza Balk, who was a practicing Wiccan at the time.
That's Nancy, if you're not sure.
She said we should not be using these chants. She said, as a Wiccan, like, it is not safe for us all to be here surrounded by the elements using actual chants, and she had warned the director and said that she did not feel comfortable doing it. In that famous beach sequence, when they first did the chants and they all invoked through chanting, even though they had done meticulous planning about the waves and the wind and everything and filmed it on a day when their experts had told them it would be fine, out of nowhere, as soon as they started chanting, violent waves came up over on the beach and washed away things, including cranes and cameras. And supposedly after when they were interviewing the actors, they were like, it went from being the calmest day to it came out of nowhere. Then when they reset and they tried to refilm it, the second time they refilmed it, when they did the chanting, all of the power forms from separate generators went out, so they were completely left in the darkness, and they had no power to the set. And then when they tried to refilm it on another day, when they started chanting, a swarm of crows that was not native to that beach area then engulfed the set and they had to stop filming. And Rachel True, who was... what's her character name in...
I can't remember. She's the swimmer.
Rochelle.
Yeah.
Rochelle. She, who also practices witchcraft, she was like, a
very regular judge on Dragula.
Yeah. And she then again went to the director and was like, we are not going to get through this scene. We should not do it. And they had to find a different way to film the scene without using them chants and also with dubbing, because it was supposedly just a cursed thing. And the whole way through filming, a white owl kept appearing on set that would just fly through, and it appeared multiple times on set, and they've never seen the owl since.
Sick.
How fucking crazy is that?
Wouldn't you just be like, okay, some shit's going on, maybe we just like make up imaginary chants and just...
I think that goes against like what I was saying, that they like didn't want to sort of like Hollywood and fine be like bibbity bobbity boo and shit. Like that they were like, if we're going to do this, we need to actually fucking do it. But I don't know. But it turns out it didn't really work for them. And the satanic elder, the satanic witch, she was like, this is not going to go down well. But we got one of the fucking best films out of it. So then we have, let's talk some drags, I guess.
Yes.
Miss RuPaul appears on the main stage in a coat of many colours, giving real Maddie Morphosis glam.
We actually saw a meme about that. To me, it looked like she had just taken all of like Deja's leftover swatches from all of her things and slung them together.
And you think she would be doing that? She would be bent over the sewing machine.
Oh, someone's all
hot gluing,
doing something. She looked, I mean, yeah, neck up, lovely, but that dress, absolutely not.
Carson Kressley looks more and more like Jojo Siwa each day with his revolving door of sequin jackets. It is, I mean, we need to put it side by side. That short, have you seen now that Jojo Siwa has given into the lesbian
I barely
NRG.
have a grip on who she is. I kind of know who she is from when Lemon did her.
There's a it's very sad because she was up for a Nickelodeon award this week. I mean, maybe yesterday. I don't know. I saw it very recently on Twitter. She's up for a Nickelodeon award. She was one of the nominees and she didn't get invited to the Nickelodeon awards.
Too annoying.
No, people were like, clearly, now that you're an out and proud lesbian, that she don't have a place at the Nickelodeon awards. But she single-handedly brought Breathe New Life into the Nickelodeon channel.
Tell me why. Tell me 10 ways in which she has improved the Nickelodeon channel.
Because she had a huge... She's... I saw an absolutely terrifying thing that was like, she is like the second biggest name, like celebrity product in America.
After
Jojo Siwa. Maybe like Jordans or something.
What?
Something like that. She's basically, when she came out, she started with the Jojo-Bows thing, which was like huge, absolutely fucking huge. And it came alongside, she had a program on Nickelodeon that was like a sort of like a Drake and Josh, like a Miley Cyrus, Hannah Montana thing.
What the fuck is Drake and Josh?
You've never seen Drake and Josh?
Of course not.
Oh, that was like a real like early 2000s, 90s thing.
On what though?
Like cable, maybe? I don't know. Nickelodeon, probably.
We did not have Nickelodeon.
But she started out with these Jojo-Bows, which were absolutely fucking huge. They became like globally like a huge thing amongst young girls. And then that transpired. She had like a multi-million-pound deal with what's the like shitty supermarket that's like everywhere in America?
Walmart.
Yeah, like Walmart. Like a multi-million pound down with Walmart, and we're talking bedding, stationery, wallpaper, carpets, rugs, all of this Jojo Siwa stuff. And she basically has this like conglomerate. Like she is so fucking big, and because she has her music and she has all of this, like she's one of like the biggest selling at one point for like Christmas and stuff, it was like the Jojo Siwa merchandise, because she has makeup and bows and clothes and all of this. It was like for the ages of like 5 to 10 or something, it was just completely wiping out the entire market.
So she's the Fenty for the young kids.
Yeah, literally. But again, that's like kids want shit and they want loads of it. Do you know what I mean? Whereas like for Fenty, you might be like, oh, I might buy a new foundation every 6 months. It's like kids want the shoes, the backpacks, the pencil cases and all of this, and there's like so much money to be made. And yeah, so she's like she's a boss. She's what we call a CEO, honey.
Well, there you go.
A lady boss.
The original.
But yeah, but she's done the big chop, and she's now got Carson Kressley's haircut. Finally, as a lesbian, she's become Ellen. And she always wears sequin jackets. So her and Carson Kressley really are cut from the same cloth.
Exactly.
That was a real deep Jojo Siwa tangent.
I zoned out about 10 times, but we're back.
Oh, wow.
Loved Michelle's glasses, which she puts on later on.
I was very surprised by that.
Well, she's queen of the glasses.
Yeah, I know, but it was a sunglass. I thought it was very very modern of her, very funky. Too funky? Question mark.
I thought it was very 70s, 80s of her.
Okay.
And then her top was kind of giving me Selena vibes also. That kind of purpley sparkles. I liked it.
Should we head into the runway?
We can. If you're ready to talk about the second time this episode Bosco is wearing the same hair.
I mean, I'm always ready. The runway theme was, I guess, best drag.
You're a winner,
called
baby.
You're a winner, baby. But yeah, I guess that is a different way to say best drag.
Yeah.
And obviously I'm not going to ask you what you would wear, because if you had any good drag, I'm sure you'd wear it.
Well, yeah, there's no theme to this, so it's a bit like,
how would you want to be?
If you could wear anything in the world?
I know, but how would you want to be perceived for like best drag? Is this like a time that you would be serving like fashion killer? Like, would you be giving gowns? Would you be giving like, this is quintessential Lukey?
The smart people, aka Kylie Sonique Love, when they do gowns, you do a mini dress or
suit,
trousers.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't want to be, A nice gown is gorgeous, obviously, but that's not very me.
Okay. So first
What about
up, we have, I would want to be giving something that's like quintessential that I would have saved. That's a really fucking hot look for this.
So what would that be? What's quintessential Barney?
We're talking jewel tones. We're talking jewel tones. We're talking textural. We're talking shape. We're talking very exaggerated shape.
So like an emerald green velvet crinoline.
Yeah, exactly.
Fantastic.
Something period, always. First up, we have Bosco serving brunch at Tiffany's. Thoughts?
I really wanted to like it. I liked
Just let yourself.
The nude with the baby blue and the diamonds. And
Yeah.
people are actually saying that the nude was actually a light pink, and it's shout out to the trans flag.
I think that's a reach, but we move. We move.
I was very confused by this sort of tying of the fabric.
Very Erte, no?
Well, yes, on our rival podcast, Spilling the Tea, I saw that they did.
It's our rival podcast. I didn't know.
Well, they must be.
There's
they're doing
many
it.
rivals.
Yeah. If you ain't with us, you're against us. But yeah, they've literally put a picture of an Erte, which is pretty much exactly the same.
Yeah, that's sort of like soft draping. Is very sort of.
Yeah, I kind of liked it a bit more on that design because it was kind of a bit more covering the hips, but this really just seemed like a sash for no reason.
Did you think gorgeous hair?
Maybe I hadn't seen it 50 times already. I mean, it looked lovely on her, but
I thought gorgeous hair.
fine.
I gave it an 8.
I thought 7.5 was too low, but 8 was too high. So let's say 7.75.
Okay, next up we have Angie, bitch serving Widow.
Serving, where is she? Because the backdrops are all black and she's
I can't
camouflaging
believe
into
how
it.
mentally her lashes were placed. One of the lashes, it did like a close up on her face, and she just had like, it was like halfway along her eye, and then she had like no liner or anything. So it was just like basically like clear eye, and then just like very thick lash starting halfway along the eye. So she just had like a huge
eyeliner,
gap.
like basically starts halfway along and then goes almost vertical. So you can't have the lash coming before the eyeliner's kicking in.
But it's just so weird because then you have just this like the first bit of your eye is just like has no makeup on it. Basically, it looks mental.
I didn't notice. I thought her face looks very painted and lovely as always.
Same blonde hair since last week.
See, they're running out.
I know.
The
I gave
girlies
it,
are running
but
out.
pick up a brush, like do something else with it, like create a new bang in it, like
Put it on sideways so it's got a centre part.
turn the wigs around, Effie. Like, yeah, I gave
Turn
it.
the wig around.
I gave it 5.
I gave it 6. Pretty boring.
Next up, we have Adam Lambert serving asymmetric bustle.
I actually have seen, I think on Spilling the Tea as well, they showed another, maybe it was McQueen with 2 bustles on a yellow dress with lots of burns in it. So once you see that, it's kind of like,
What it's supposed to look like.
or just like, oh, so it's not your cool original idea. You've
Sure.
literally just copied it, which is fine because everyone be copying. But I thought, yeah, fine, why not? Yeah, that's a gown that Daya would wear. I liked the hair. I gave it 7 truffles.
Definitely, I thought it was fun. I liked the beat.
Whilst I'm not sure that I think the silhouette worked for me personally, I did like the concept. I thought it was interesting. I don't know. There was something about it that I later then understood when I was like, this is a McQueen reference. And then I was like, it's just because it's badly done. The like finessing of, if you're going to like fuck up a silhouette, then it needs to be right and it needs to be exact. And there was
Well, they had 2 bustles on the original one, I think. One on each hip bone, kind of.
like panniers.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I mean the reference that I read from that is the burns, because is it from, I think it's from Highland Rape.
If you keep on talking and vamping, I'll bring up what I saw.
But what I mean is like just in terms of, not in terms of McQueen, but just in terms of if you're going to put a bustle in a different place, then it needs to be exact. And I didn't feel like it was exact because it didn't even really read as a bustle. So I didn't really think it like changed. Cute. I didn't even really think it changed the proportions of the silhouette that much. So it just looked a bit odd. But
There's the Erte. I guess we'll put it up.
Cute.
Girly
But
scuzzy.
she has taken a classic silhouette and updated it with a commitment to showing women who are strong.
What? Is that what she said?
Do you not remember that? No, it was Sasha Velour when she came out and she was like, I have taken a classic silhouette and updated it with a commitment to showing women who are strong. And she's in like that flat white wig and just like a boring dress. And it was like, that is so funny. So funny. I gave it a 7 though, because I think Daya, it was a good
Yeah, I gave it
good try.
7s.
Next up, we have... Oh, why can't I get to my notes?
Lady Camden.
Little Rex serves beauty and grace.
Gorgeous.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I thought this was definitely
Luca.
her...
Swan song.
Yeah. This is my swan song.
I thought the shandies, too much though. Too much going on.
The headpiece was beautiful and it was so like delicate. It didn't need giant earrings. It could have just been
the chandeliers were not doing it for me, but I still gave it an 8.
I gave it an 8.5. It reminds me of one of my AliExpress kind of Turkish bride dresses, having the skirt and then the kind of opening panels at the front. And I thought, her best that she's ever looked.
Cute. Then next up, we have Willow serving. She's a straight up ratstress.
I'm a straight up rapstress.
Such a cute and soft moment. I loved it.
I really wish there was a tail though.
How do you know that could have been under the dress?
But I feel like it should have showed, or at least then there should have been like a little tip of the tail coming out. Because like if you're giving mouse and then
she was giving rat.
Yeah, sorry. If you're giving rat and then you're basically just Nina-ring it with a bit of fuzzy felt.
Wow, that seems like a strange comparison to have drawn.
But just, like if you're going to give me an animal, give me all of the features. I feel like a rat's tail is its most famous feature. And then maybe they'd stop calling her a mouse.
Maybe. But she didn't have mouse ears. Mouse have got like circular rounded ears and rats have rat ears.
No, they have the same.
No, rats have got pointy ears.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
Look at a picture of a rat right now.
No. Rats have got pointy ears.
They don't, or not.
They do. They've got in my head they do. Exactly. Mouse have very specific circular round ears. Especially
rats are just big mice.
Cartoons of them. But I loved it and I gave it a 9.
I gave it an 8.5.
Okay. Let's talk your zinger and your minger.
Does it brighten up your world? Is it a zinger? Does it make you want to hurt? Is it a minger? Zingers and mingers.
Where is my zinger? I thought this was quite hard.
Same.
I guess zinger, either Bosco or Daya, but I'll go Bosco.
Daya?
She had like a sort of mullet-y thing going on.
I mean, I gave it to Bosco. I thought it was, even though we have seen it before, I thought it was gorgeous colour and gorgeous shape.
Fine.
And your minger, what really minged for you, Lukes?
Either Angie or Willow, and I'll go Angie.
Willow?
Well, it's just like a cutesy dark grey wig, like...
Yeah, well, it was double stack at least. Mine was definitely Angie. I can't believe we're having to see it again. I hated it last week. But then let's head into the premiere of Catwalk.
That was meant to be cameras, but it didn't really sound
They
like
were
it.
competing with You're So Lucky, You're So Lucky. That's a hard act to follow, I think. Isn't that what it was called?
Yeah.
Lucky, well, lucky, come on.
But I feel like this is kind of different. I don't know.
Why?
I don't know.
It's just the song that they did at the end.
Yeah, I guess so, but...
And think how fucking great Gottmik was. Think how great Simone was. That was in my head. I was like, okay, come on, come at me. What you got?
I don't know. I feel like that's different because this is like a recreation of something. I don't know. It just seemed like it didn't really feel like the song. It felt more like a challenge that they're just doing to a song in my head. I don't think anyone's going to be bumping it. But I don't like the song at all, but you do.
Catwalk?
Yeah.
No, I don't like the song. I just think it's I like that they've changed the Catwalk song. Finally, that they're walking to something new. I thought Bosco looked divine.
In the video?
Yeah, in Catwalk.
When she's not in that outfit, when she's in
Well,
her
if I'm just
actual
looking at-
Mugler outfit.
If I'm looking at her face, yeah. If I'm looking at her face, she also as well did well to, I think, pick that because obviously it was so heavily inspired by the Nadia Almond Mugler. Ties it together well. And she is the only person to me that was truly serving like supermodel. Like I thought she looked like a model.
I don't. I think there's something in her face. She was like trying a bit too hard, I think. Like in her, like when she lip syncs, she like is a bit too facey, wasn't like cool enough. But I thought she had good lyrics.
Can we talk about the lyrics? Whose lyrics did you like? Whose lyrics didn't you like?
I liked Bosco's, I liked Willow's.
Bosco's. I liked Willow's. I thought Willow's actually like said something. Do you know what I mean? Like,
About her as a human.
Yeah. And they had a point of view which I didn't really think a lot of them did, really.
Yeah, Angie's rap had better flow than I thought it might do when she was doing it in the workroom. But again, it wasn't really for me. I liked her second baby doll look, though. I wish we would have seen that more.
I know. I was a bit disappointed because I felt like this is supposed to be in my head. This is a moment when they do this track and they get to do their own verse, and it's like you're competing with America, and like this is the moment, you know, they do their track, and I just thought it could have been a real moment because of the George Michael reference. And like visually, it could have been that great, and I didn't think it was that great visually.
But I think it's not really the song you want to listen to in a club, so it's never going to be. But
the visual could. Altogether, they went high on the production, so it could have been super fucking cute.
I like the way that they really tried to, like, they used the same font, and they RuPaul was just cracking me up in his out of drag George moments behind the camera.
I know.
I would like to have a bit of a stubble because Georgie has got stubble and a cap.
I don't think she's growing stubble.
I don't need her to. Like, put a wig stubble on.
True. Willow had like a laissez-faire nonch glamour that I quite liked. It didn't feel too hard. Like, it didn't feel like she was trying loads. Like, and it felt kind of in keeping with the general vibe much more than any of the others. No?
It's nice to see the fungus look again.
Yeah, always.
But I didn't really get her main look.
Did you think anyone did well in this?
Yeah, Daya.
Daya?
Yeah.
Didn't like Daya's.
Well, I wish I hadn't worn her Mad Max eleganza for the second look.
I know.
It really took me out of the supermodel because all of her other shots were literally like, that's, if you're going in to do this job, like, then she's done it perfect.
And also, if you're serving like teen scene queen, like the pink wig, it is such a specific Jeffree Star reference, and that's all I can see as like a gangly, like that pink hair. There's a very specific old photo of Jeffree Star that was very famous on MySpace where she's got a Hello Kitty bag and she's like in a bus. I'll put it on the pod. And she's got like that exact same hair, like sort of like a short pinky fringe and then it's long out the back. And they're twins, and it's like, that's not someone you want to look like IMO.
No, and it's not like
that's not
supermodel fashion.
No, that's not glamour influence, personally.
Lady C's rap threw me off a lot.
She is not a straight up rapstress.
She is not. Yeah, I loved her solo shots, like I said before, but I don't think she fully got the vibe of this. And she should have just done spoken word, like breathy spoken word, not like trying to do rap in an English voice.
Yeah. Can I just ask your top 3 90s supermodels? You can only have 3.
Linda.
Yeah.
Helena.
Yeah.
I guess Naomi.
I guess. Wow. Really scraping there. I would go Naomi, Nadia, and it would be a tie between Linda and Karen Elson. Karen Mulder. But, it's tough, innit? I do love me some Helena. I also love me famously some Carla Bruni.
I love me some Claudia as well.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so many honeys. Weird how
Let's get about Cindy.
Yeah, I've never really, she's too all-American for me. I've never been that crazy about Cindy. But also, how fucking dare you look me in the eye and forget Yasmin.
The body.
Yeah. And also I feel like there's another one that's like so fucking obvious that is just the fucking greatest, most beautiful. Oh my God, Christy Turlington. What are you up to? I'm very sad about our sweet angel Linda, who's been mauled, she said, essentially. She, because of what? Like fat, was it like Botox or like...
I don't like something like
fat melting or something,
in the jaw or chin or something
in her face, and she said that she can't go out in public. She's been absolutely mauled, and the surgeon should pay for their crimes.
Really?
Destroying one of the most beautiful faces in the world
of history.
Yeah. But let's move on. Let's talk about them critiques.
Hearing RuPaul saying to Willow, like, "You're part of my tribe," like, you must be like, okay, I've got this in the fucking bag, right? There's no way.
They seem to be very, very connected, aren't they? Which is very cute for her and her winner's trajectory. But I wouldn't want to be connected.
I don't see this kookiness in RuPaul that she keeps trying to affiliate herself with.
Well, remember
we're the same. You're really cool and like new and shit.
Remember that she's like, she was in like a punk band, and they were called like what, like the Pisslets or something, like, and she's like,
that's the name.
she was like gender fuck and stuff. Wasn't she? She was like performing in CBGBs and stuff. So like, she's like, I'm from a weirdo background rather than a pageant background, I guess. But I don't know. I saw a really amazing tweet that I saved, and it says, "The Willow Pill narrative is obviously focusing on her chronic illness, but what I find much more compelling about her is the way in which her drag is an openly spiritual response to the terror of the universe." And that's exactly why I love her. It's that, like, she talks about drag and about finding drag and about her need to do drag as this, like, she's like, her own mortality is constantly at the forefront of her mind. She's like, I feel like I could die any moment. And drag gives me this like trapdoor into a world of just being so fucking stupid and mental and being like a little jester for everyone. And she's like, I could die at any minute, so why not spend my time dressed up like a mushroom? And I find that's what I love about her so much, that it's like this like response to her being like, life is so fleeting and so stupid. And she talks about it so much. And also, Willow, come to the UK, take mushrooms, me and Lukey, you know?
Oh my God, her speaking to her baby self was probably the worst one to date.
Oh my God.
And it's just like getting progressively worse down the list. It's like, then it's like Lady C's, yep, your brother. And then it's like, okay, let's hit him with this. Like, I might die at any second. Try explaining that to your 3-year-old self.
Oh my God. When they showed Bosco's talent show number, when they first got to Bosco, I nearly jumped out of my fucking skin. The reminder that flower thing was her talent show, I was like, that was this season.
It's crazy.
Did you not think it was really strange in this section that they were critiquing how well made the outfits were? They were like, they said something about Bosco's that were like, yeah, like the fit or something doesn't really work. And it was like, I didn't make this. You brought someone in to make this piece of flaming hot garbage outfit for me. Also as well, one thing that really got me is when Michelle was like, that's something that I would wear. It's like, you're in a drag competition and a 53-year-old heterosexual white woman has just said that that's my taste. Like,
it's about what?
I think it was Angie's. I can't remember who it was, but she was like, that's my taste. I would wear that. And it's like, that's not what you want to hear. Like Michelle Visage's saying that she would wear, like, wear it to wear, honey. Down the local raffle.
That dress was nothing, to be honest. Asymmetrical black dress with a bit of a ruff.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, if Michelle likes it and would wear it, you're probably way off piste, honey.
Maybe.
Michelle Visage having a torso tattoo of Betty Page. Was that not so surprising to you?
No. Why would that be surprising? She's got lots of other tattoos.
Has she?
Yeah.
When have we seen them?
When she's got her skin out. She's got like one between her boobs.
Really? Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know this at all. It just surprises me that Betty Page would be like an inspiration to her.
Why? She's a glamorous woman with black hair.
Well, I just got told in the studio. Do you not think it feels so reductive and cruel at this point to still, and this is coming from me, to still be comparing Daya to Crystal? Like, they are polar opposites. Like,
Well, I guess they've got to sum that up so that they can talk about this great journey she's done in moving away from Crystal when really nothing moved but their own perception.
I don't think there's been a single episode when they haven't mentioned it. And it's like, they don't give the same thing at all. Daya is like alternative and pseudo punky, and like, she's a fucking bitch as well. Like, Crystal was like the sweetest little angel and so cutesy and geeky and weird. And that's not what Daya is at all. And it's like, their makeup was similar a bit once, but it just seems mental that they're still flogging that dead horse. Like,
Yeah, but they've got to, because it ties up everything that they've taught her in a lovely little bow.
yeah.
It?
Question. Camden's hair was referred to as steampunk. Do neon plaits give you steampunk energy?
I'm just trying to think, what do I even think steampunk hair is? They don't
Like
know. 'cause
cogs in it.
it's covered with a bowler hat and some goggles, isn't
Yeah,
it?
cogs. I imagine when I think of steampunk, I think of what Daya was wearing last week. That sort of like messy, spiky, low buns.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Disgusting!
But the Daya child speech really softened her to me, actually. I thought, wow, finally you feel like a person to me. And I thought that she seemed much warmer than I was prepared for,
Yeah.
if I'm honest. Did you like Michelle Visage's little switch to the stunners? It was a surprise, and it was a nice surprise for me.
Well, yeah, I loved him.
Yeah. I feel like there may be a little Fenty frame myself. She's very famous for her Michelle Visage eyewear.
I know.
She gets her lots of lovely Gucci frames often.
I always thought it was like some vintage. I can't remember the name of what the brand is called. My old cunt boss told me about them, but like these like
Shout out to her old company.
70s kind of like proper like old Jewish men, like big square frame glasses, and they're like really expensive on eBay, but I thought it might be a pair of those. I can't remember the brand of
Really,
them.
I need glasses, and I can't fucking wait because I'm going to get some like proper like stunners like that. I'm going to get some real thick frames. Chanel do really nice ones.
What would you say to 6-year-old Barney?
I was actually thinking about this as I was watching it, that what I would want to give them is not what they would want from me. Because I would be like, you're gonna grow up. It would be like a message of hope and positivity. I'd be like, not that I was ever like in a dark place, but I would be like, you're gonna grow up, and when you're older, you're gonna really fucking love yourself. You're gonna be happy, and you're gonna be surrounded by really great people. So like, just keep on doing what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? It would. There's no way in hell that you would get you're gonna go through a difficult time. I mean,
if you had to spin it for RuPaul, what would you say?
I wouldn't let them do that. I know maybe it would be to my detriment, but it's just like, it feels so phony and fake. I couldn't be like,
do you remember that one time you hurt your knee? Well,
yeah.
It will heal with time.
Maybe like, I do like when people say like the things that maybe you didn't like about yourself when you were younger become your superpower, because I think that's a really amazing thing about like Drag Race or whatever. It's like a lot of these people probably would have been like, wow, I'm such a little pansy. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm such a little fairy. And they're like, for me, I mean, it was never really I was really lucky because I had I was in dance. I was surrounded by other little screaming faggots. So like, I was never like, oh, I'm so girly. I was like, yes. I was like, I can do cut creases. Do you know what I mean? It never was a thing for me. But I imagine that a lot of these people are like, have grown up like questioning that they're like, oh, I'm not like the other boys or whatever. And then you're like, but you can walk in heels and take that to the bank, you know? So I do like that element, but I would never. What would you say?
Yeah, mine would just be like, when you turn to vegetarianism at your early teens, don't just eat pasta or you're going to get a bit chubs. You actually eat some vegetables. It would be mainly as well like,
very body
when
positive
you
of
meet that boy and he tries to tell you all about his blue balls making his dick hurt, you just fucking punch him in the face. It'd be a lot of revenge things.
Classic AJ.
And just like basically not letting boys be rapey and dickish to you.
Yeah, maybe I would say that. I'd be like, just rather than speak to my 6-year-old self, I'll speak to my 13-year-old self and just be like, stop having sex with people. Like, just because you're bored. Like, don't do that. Like,
when they touch you up in your seat, that's assault, and you can punch them in the face and spit on them.
Literally. Oh, yeah, maybe I would do that. Maybe it'd be a revenge tour. Maybe just like call out and be like, so do you remember so and so like forced you to have sex with them at that party, like, and you didn't want to, like I wonder where they are now, like, but maybe not for me.
So anyway, the safe queens are Daya, Betty, and Bosco.
Yes.
And at this point, I knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so Willow and Angie in the bottom. Angie's got to go, and I'm at peace with that.
And that felt fair as well. Yeah. Although I don't think Willow should have been in the bottom.
Based on her performance.
No, I don't think anyone did very well. I liked Willow's rap the most, so I wouldn't have put her in the bottom. But
she didn't perform it very well, I don't think.
No, but I don't think
I feel like Lady
did.
C and Daya were definitely the winners.
Yeah, but I didn't think Bosco did particularly well, so I would have probably put Bosco and Angie in the bottom personally.
Sure.
Because I liked Willow's look much more as well.
I didn't.
Upon reflection, I thought Bosco's looked a bit cheap when she was like standing there. I was like, that bodice it's not really giving the give.
Oh, what, the final runway?
Yeah, the arte.
Sure.
But in our bottom two, what about in our bottom two, we have Angie and Willow. Did you like the little wink that they gave each other before they started? I thought,
So
you girls,
good.
what you like? What are you like? This is
I
very...
loved how much they were like communicating. Well, it was more like Willow communicating.
Yeah.
Her. It's like, it's cool. We got this.
It was very Gaga and Beyonce from Shein. Yeah.
When this fucking intro came in, I nearly fell off the sofa. Like,
honestly,
the first time I saw this video, I lost my goddamn mind. I think I had to like buy. I think I like bought the song so I could have the video, just like be watching it properly over and over again without ads.
You know what they say about trust, honey? Trust is like a mirror. You can.
Where are you going with this?
That's what they say in the video. Do you remember? And they're in the car.
Oh no.
She's like, oh, you can fix it, but you'll always see the cracks in that motherfucker. Motherfucker. But my takeaway always from the video, from the telephone video, who the fuck was doing Beyonce's hair? Do you remember that weird little fringe roll that she's got?
I like seeing Lady Gaga's sister.
Oh yeah,
the thing with, and I love the Coke can.
The looks,
really,
yeah,
it was great.
Jean de Castelbajac, I believe. Them having to lip sync in those motherfucking gowns, so unfair.
It wasn't the best lip sync I've seen.
No, I thought it was a bit of a mid off, to be honest. Just both of them being a bit mid.
I hoped it would be Willow, and I did think she was better.
Same.
But really, like, really like when she did her kind of like little almost like crip walky, like peppermint doing music.
Yeah.
Like, why are you just doing that now? Like, that's the energy you should have had the whole time. Like,
I thought they were both just quite shit. Like, if it was anyone else, I would have been swinging, but not losing Willow felt absolutely right. So, like, if it'd been anyone else, like, that they're like, for fuck's sake, they're keeping both of them, I'd have been fumes.
I went through a split second of such a roller coaster of emotions when they were like, Angeria, Shantae, you stay. I was literally just like, double save, double save, double save, double save, double save, double
just
save.
on a loop.
I felt like I was having a panic attack. I felt like I was going to start crying, and I could feel like the tears prickling in my eyes. Then
you go through such an
Willow,
intense
Shantae,
emotional
you stay.
journey.
And then I was just like, ah! And then I was like nearly crying the other way, and it was such a quick change from very, very sad to very, very happy.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it? Because I thought my first initial thought was that they probably don't feel comfortable having an all-white final, which is especially after just having UK.
Yeah.
Like obviously our final four. Yeah. Vanity Milan was fifth, wasn't she? Yeah. So our final four in UK was all white, and everyone was like, okay, this doesn't feel cute.
Who went fourth? Who missed out on the top three?
Someone that we wanted to stay in. Ella, Crystal, Kitty, and maybe it was Vanity Milan. Anyway. But yeah, I mean, thank God she stayed. She fights to see another day, and I'm glad because we'll get to see the finale outfit from her. Now, can I tell them that the little thing that we saw about what we think the finale is going to look like?
If you want.
I don't know whether this is actually real or not, or whether it's ruining the things for the girlies. But the possible leaked format is that the top 5 will perform a 1-minute original number of their choice.
Oh, kind of like when we saw Crystal, Jada, etc. perform those videos in their homes.
And then they will move to a ball of 3 categories, but it's not known whether that's true. And at this stage, as one queen will be cut, then they will enter into a top 4 lip sync SmackDown, and the top 2 will get the crowning filmed.
Long old episode.
Yeah, supposedly.
That's
I saw that on Twitter that's what people think.
Oh, but we're going to have the reunion episode before that, so that's when they'll interview the girls. So we can literally just have a dedicated episode to just these 5.
Yeah, absolutes. But absolutely loved this little Beyonce Gaga moment of the two. It was a very cute. It was just a lot of high energy that I couldn't really bear when I thought when it realised one of these might go home. But thank fuck. Because I would have been I would have had to turn some real aggression towards Daya.
Daya?
Yeah. If she was still there and one of them had to go home. So, yeah, that's... but they're still there. Should we talk Rose and Thorn?
Yes.
The rose and thorn. The rise and the fall.
What was your rose, honey?
My rose was just like the good time vibe at the end. Like, go buzz for everybody! Top 5! Fuck it! Like, who cares? It's my show. I do what I want.
Absolutely. My rose was that... that we are going to get both Angie and Willow in, because when it hit me, there was like, I'm not ready to see either of these go. That I was like, fuck.
I was so ready for Angie to literally be kicked to the biggest curb that's ever existed if it meant my Willow.
I mean, yeah.
Like, Angie, never loved her, get out.
What was your thorn?
My thorn was just all these poor angles being made to speak about all these horrible things to win money.
Real dredging. My thorn was that it's our 7th non-elimination episode.
Wowzers.
7. We've had 7 episodes.
That's 50%.
That's more episodes now than there was of UK versus the world.
And that means for every episode that someone went away, someone didn't go away.
Absolutely mental.
How many episodes were in season 1?
I think 8.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's doing bits. It's doing bits. Most excitingly, we've got a new series of Love Island coming up. Most exciting. Listen to how basically...
It's like you like the straights more than the gays.
We just need to watch shit while we're doing your wigs. We just love. We need some
Speaking
real
of shit. We've got a inbox query from long-time lover, confidant, friend and customer of said pigs. The name is Babe Station. And what is their question?
Yes, in this segment that we'd like to call It's the Truth with our girl Ruth. Is that what it's called?
Sure. I've got a sound for it. Let's just give it a
K.O.
for now, because that's me knowing out.
What? Basically, you need to send us questions in where we're like, okay, girlies, we are going to tell you exactly how to deal with this problem. And we're just going to save all of these issues for you. So if you've got one, please mention it in. But this one is from our good gal, Babes. So let me play it for you.
Hello. I have a question for the aunties. This is an issue that is very personal and also very relatable. And I feel like a lot of people will need an answer. The question is, how do I poo when I'm in drag? I don't know about everyone else. I'm always pooing. I'm like a cow. I would probably poo standing up if it was socially acceptable. And one of the most intimidating things about drag for me personally is what do I do when I need to shit? Do I have to hold it in? Like, what do I do? Any tips would be greatly appreciated. This issue is causing me so much grief. I'm losing sleep. I have a wrinkle. God bless.
First of all, that I have a wrinkle seems like a personal attack. How old are you, Babes? I guess I'm going to hand it over to Ruth. Talk to me. What do you do when you need to poo in drag?
Well, I've got a few thoughts.
Yeah.
Obviously, well, maybe it's not obvious. I don't have a penis that I strap betwixt my buttocks, covering my rectum.
Yeah.
So I can just shit if I need to. But let me put my thinking cap on.
Can I just say, as someone that does have a penis, maybe if your foreskin was big enough, you could use your foreskin as a sort of rudimentary, like bucket-like system.
True.
And just poo directly into the foreskin. And then you could just sort of give it a neat tie-up until the end of the number and then empty it into the bathroom once you're done.
That's very Tim and Eric style.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. We're just workshopping, spitballing ideas here.
Well, depending on how you like to pad, there's always the adult diaper scenario. And then you don't even have to tuck. You can literally just be shitting in your ball gown.
Yeah.
Or maybe even in your leggings if you don't mind having a bit of a fupa and just like cute hips. Because that is going to add the padding as well, actually.
Yeah. A more feminine, maybe not smelling so great, but a much more feminine and soft, rounder silhouette.
Yeah. You could try putting a tampon up there. You could try even soaking the tampon in vodka first, so you're getting high while it's stopping your supply.
Oh my God, you should be a doctor.
Thank you.
Also,
Dr. Luke's.
from the school of Tamisha Iman, who's coming for you to show the girls how to deal with poo.
Exactly.
Get a colostomy bag, honey. There's a real glamour to that.
Wet Weezers.
For both.
Kapoopy bag.
Yeah, little poopy bag. But there's a real glamour to it. You could wear it as a sort of, you could rhinestone it.
A
you
baguette.
Could get in, exactly, a little faggot. But I think there'd be a real charm to that. And you don't have to, you could give it a sort of like coloured lens on it so people didn't really know what was in there.
Yeah.
And people might mistake it for a wine bag.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah.
At festies, keep that to yourself.
Yeah.
What else could you do? You could just grow up, take some fucking drugs and not be shitting in the club like a real person. Who's taking shits in clubs?
I know. But I do understand because carb loading before getting into drag is an essential part. Some of us take about 9 hours to get ready. And I'm sure, babes, it must be quite even longer for you. Wow. But I understand that carb loading is a very, very essential part of that. So
why?
Because bitches be bored. It takes ages to get ready. You need to be ordering pizzas, you know?
Not if you don't want to shit on your dick. And not it's like, what's the point in putting on loads of corsets if you just then putting it over your hog body?
That's why you put the corsets on.
But if you're hog bodying it before, you're only going to get back to a base level. You're not actually going to get any cinch.
I would like you to imagine that actually the bigger you are, the tighter that you corset, it's just giving a more voluptuous shape, you know?
But not your body is full of feces, Barney. That's what I'm saying. Why are you carbo loading? If anything, you want to take a nice Senecot, or I don't know if that's the opposite, something that stops you, and then you just want to be drinking all night. But you can't even wee. You can't even wee. That's the bigger question because I'm a real weeer.
Ideally, you do grow up and you just don't tuck. Like, who the fuck? You need to come to East London if this is
Nobody wants to tuck anymore.
If this is really your problem, you need to come to East London and see the amount of lovely drag ladies who are there with their full dick and balls out.
But actually, what do people do? Would you just fully untuck if you really had to go?
If I was tucked, I wouldn't.
But if you had to, something.
If I was like, you've managed to tuck before, so you're going to be able to tuck again.
Yeah, so you would just
it would be
untuck.
super fucking annoying. I mean, there's absolutely no fucking way in hell if I had to be tucked all night that I would eat. That's just. That's the brass tacks of it. I mean, yeah, but we're talking stupidness. We're talking stupidness on the pod. But if you want the real talk, I wouldn't. There's no way that I would. Oh my God. My dick is up there. The last thing I want to do is have to yank that out.
But what about weeing though?
I mean, again, ideally you don't.
What do they do all day at DragCon?
You wouldn't be tucked. You would not be tucked at
literally
DragCon.
Take drugs
no way.
and no food.
No, you would just have. You don't. There's a million outfits that you can fashion that mean you don't have to be tucked at DragCon.
People like Trinity the Tuck Taylor. You know she's going to have to be tucked
I guess you just
all day.
wouldn't drink anything. You
She's going to be dehydrated as hell.
I know, but you just balance it so that you only drink as much as is your
Sweating
body
out
is
of
going.
you.
Yeah, is your body is going to use, so that you don't need to keep on going to the toilet.
Okay, so there's your answer, babes. Just malnourishment for drag.
Yeah, a couple of Lucozade tablets if you feel like you're going to pass out. Like, come on, like think about it. Pretend you're at ballet school. Just 1 cube of cheese if you feel faint.
Oh dear, cheese.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But I hope we've really solved your problems. And what we would like you to do is to jump into our inbox, and if you want the truth from Ruth, the real talk Rita of the drag world, then just jump into the inbox and give us some questions.
We might not be right, but we'll give it a bloody good go brainstorming.
Yeah, exactly. We might not give you any help whatsoever, but it's cute.
What we will do is
talk.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
I think that's all for today then. Luke.
Well, we will see you on our last pod of the last pod of the season.
The dream.
Oh no, because there's 2 more because we got the reunion and then the finale. Okay, so it's all right. We don't need to worry. Get too stoppy yet. So yes, like follow. Get some Jojo Siwa merch, I guess.
Yeah, Jojo-Bows forever. Love you.
Bye.